Authorities in Japan have decided to ban foreign fans from watching the Olympic and Paralympic Games in person. Organisers say the financially painful decision was necessary to protect athletes. They also worry that welcoming hundreds of thousands of overseas visitors will derail the nation's efforts to keep its coronavirus outbreak under control. Paolo Montecillo reports.
Hotels in Tokyo have spent years preparing for the Olympic Games. Upgrades to this traditional inn cost $180,000, and its owners were confident they'd easily make that money back. But organizers have banned foreign spectators from the games in July and August, so many of the visitors who were supposed to fill these rooms will not be coming after all.
The increase in the number of hotels was supposed to be accompanied by a rise in the number of tourists. But now it's suddenly down to zero. My fear is knowing whether I'll be able to keep my business going in 3 years' time.
The government says the ban will help keep athletes safe. It'll also reduce the risk of importing new coronavirus cases from abroad. More than 600,000 foreigners had tickets to catch the Summer Games in person. They will all be getting refunds.
In order to give clarity to foreign ticket holders and to enable them to adjust their travel plans, the Japanese side has come to the conclusion that foreign spectators will not be able to enter into Japan at the time of the Games.
The think tank Capital Economics says foreigners were expected to spend $870 million during the Games. Losses could increase further as the government also considers limits on local spectators. Research by the Bank Nomura shows those restrictions could result in lost revenue of $1.8 billion.
We have to respect the safety of all the participants, and we have said from the very beginning that organizing these postponed Olympic Games in this situation of a still ongoing pandemic will require sacrifices from everybody.
The government already spent more than $15 billion to host the Olympics and Paralympics. That includes $2.8 billion in extra costs due to the pandemic. So while Japanese Olympians will enjoy the ultimate home court advantage, the absence of fans means Japanese taxpayers could end up as the biggest losers. Paolo Montecillo, TRT World.
Well, for more on this, let's go to Kieran Maguire in Manchester. He's a sports finance specialist at the University of Liverpool. Great to have you back with us, Kieran. Now, last December, the Tokyo Olympic organisers upgraded the estimated cost for staging the Games to around $15 billion. So how big a blow is this, the ban on foreign spectators, in their attempt to recoup some of those exorbitant costs?
Well, the IOC were planning to recoup the money through three sources: ticket sales, broadcasting, and commercial sponsors. The TV deals are still clearly there, and they're worth around about $5 billion, with probably a similar amount coming in respect of sponsors that we're aware of to date. The ticket sales were only down to generate around about $1 billion. So the Olympic Games were probably going to lose money regardless of whether we were operating in a COVID environment, but this is clearly going to increase the losses. The gains to an economy tend to be soft gains in the sense of increased exposure, tourism and things of that nature. But clearly that part of the economy is going to suffer far more significantly than the Olympics themselves.
Can I ask you more about that? Because when any city pitches for the Games, they always tout the benefit that staging them will have on the local economy, despite the exorbitant costs of staging it. So how big of a blow is this for the local economy, the shops, restaurants, hotels, that industry?
I think the benefits of hosting one of these elite tournaments is overstated. There was a detailed economic report into the 2006 World Cup in Germany, which I think is of a similar standard in terms of socio-economic development and things of that nature. And the viewpoint there was it made an increase of around about 0.4% to GDP. So it wasn't significant. And once you factor in the costs of hosting the tournament, both direct and indirect, all of these events actually lose money. There tends to be claims of legacy benefits in terms of utilisation of the stadiums post the event and increased health benefits and so on, but these tend to be false.
So how important is it now then for organisers to rally local Japanese residents to really turn out for the Games, buy tickets and I guess support the event in general?
I think from a sense of national pride, but also from the perspective of keeping the broadcasters happy. We've seen in relation to football events taking place over the course of the last 12 months and other major sporting activities that sport, professional sport or international sport without spectators, it isn't the same. It does the lack of atmosphere, the lack of the oohs and the ahs from the crowd as people achieve individual targets and people go into battle in terms of the sports is part of the enjoyment for it from a TV audience point of view. So I think the government will be persuasive. I think there'll be ticket giveaways to schools and things of this nature to make sure that there is some form of audience in the stadium, because otherwise it will just appear to be a very sterile event.
Okay, Kieran Maguire, always great to get your analysis. Thanks again for joining us.